expert in creating a more fulfilling, joy-filled life, the creator of Congruent Coaching and the Congruent Living Assessment. So, now that we've got that out of the way, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Susan with Ask Susan Sunday, your place to come in with your questions of what's working, what's not working with you. Because you know what? When two or more are gathered, when start asking questions, it changes for everybody. And today, this month actually, the month of September, it's all about transformation. Their leaves are changing in Montreal. It's gorgeous. There's a different sense in the air. Good morning, Patricia. Hey, 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 as you come on in, tell us where you're from. We have an international community. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're listening later, press hashtag replay, because you know, always come in and check your comments, see what's happening. See what's popping for you. And that's kind of what transformation's all about. It's about what pops for you, right? And then being in the question of, does this work for me, right? Because we're always transforming, we're always shifting, we're always changing. The awareness that I had with the September as being a transformational month is, I don't know about you, but when we move and shift into different seasons, my body shifts and changes. There's a different awareness for me and how I'm creating and what I'm creating. I've always been like that. If you are one of those people who are an empath, who have played with nature your whole life, who has had a sense of there's a smell of change in the air, right? Then you'll get a sense also of everybody else's changes that are going on. Right? And that's where we want to play today, is how many of you are caught up in the push me, pull you of transformation and transforming you, right? So a push me, pull you is a fictitious character that was created kind of like two horses that are locked together so they have like two heads and one body, right? So they can't really go their own way. And it's when I saw that actually in Dr. Dolittle, the movie, showing my age, I realized, oh my gosh, how many of us are actually caught up in that push me, pull you. You have like two heads, you have two kinds of information, you have two chatty things going on in your head, and you're saying yes, 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 and then wondering why it's no, no, no. So we're going to get rid of that today, all right? Where can that occur for you? That perhaps you've had an idea, you wanted to create something, there was something greater going on in your life, and you're like, I'll have that. And then you went to share it with somebody, and all of a sudden they're like, well, have you thought about this? Is that really what you want to be playing with, or how you want to be playing? And all of a sudden you're like, oh, maybe not, you're right, I can't. So you've got this push me, pull you, right? Everywhere you buy somebody else's point of view about what's more real and true, you're in that space of like, and so what gets created? Actually nothing, right? And more often than not, you walk away judging yourself. Like for myself, I've been aware of really in being present with how I'm creating, who I'm creating with, what it is that I'm asking to be and do in this planet right now, in this 10 seconds, in this dimension, in this lifetime, in this body, right? And if it's not joy, I'm not going there. And no matter what it looks like to other people, no matter what it takes. And what does it take? It takes presence. How do we play with presence? We get quiet within ourselves and ask some questions, right? Because it's the questions that actually open up. Hey, Carrie, welcome, welcome. Open up that awareness of, oh, am I caught up in a push me, pull you? Right? So, you know, for yourselves, hey, Zipporah, welcome, welcome. I saw your letter, Zipporah. I will respond. Thank you so much. I love it when people write me, and Zipporah is actually one of my clients. And I'm, you know, if you're one of my clients, you know, you can access me 24/7, and I'm right there for you. That's part of the joy for me in creating Congruent Living Coaching. Is it's a way in which we can be with each other and be present with each other, and the questions that people are asking. Zipporah says, thanks, thank you. And you know, just a little sidebar, if you're actually interested in getting out of the push me pull you and you need some support, come on over to Congruent Living Coaching. It's on my website, SusanLazarHart.com, and check it out. And if it rings for you, if it sings for you, if this way of working sings for you, just, you know, get on the calendar and create a different kind of conversation with me, perhaps different than you've ever had before. Patricia says, you're hitting the nail on the head this morning. So many ideas and excitement, and then it all fizzles out. Absolutely. So, you know what, Patricia, I totally get that. I really do. Uber creators, raise your hands, right? And it's really about writing them down. And I've been playing with a different way of writing them down. I showed you on at the Congruent Living Party how I play. I have here's my wall, right? Any idea that I have. The green is for home. The pink is just messages for me about people. The deep pink, the orange is ideas that I have. So for instance, this one's all about themes that we're going to be playing with on Congruent Living Quickies. So August was creation, September's transformation. This one's about marketing. This is a note to myself, which says, ta-da, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, right? So, yeah, hey, Patty. So, Patricia, let me know if that assists you at all. And the other thing that I've been doing is I have that place, and then I also have there, which is my calendar, just for this month. And when like this morning, I was listening. I always listen to something inspirational when I'm exercising with my body, and I heard something, and I'm like, boom. And I thought, oh, that's for Congruent Quickie. So I put it over there on the calendar. I just got up and wrote it, right? Love your Post-it notes board, says Carrie. Yeah. So, Patricia, let me know if that assists you, because you see, when I'm putting up the notes, when I'm doing that, I'm always in the question, and I don't have to have an answer. And what, as Uber creators, what brings us joy is like, boom, 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 putting it up there, putting it out there. But the question would be, is now the time? The question is, do I need more assistance with this? Am I looking for support with this, right? What is this asking to be? And also, does this match? You know, getting out of the push me pull you is a simple question, is does this match my foundation, right? And, you know, for myself, I realized I create differently than anyone else, because there is no one else like me. So there's nobody else like you, Patricia, right? So you have your own way of creating. And what we tend to do is we look to where everybody else is creating what we're asking to create, and seeing how we fit in there to that reality. And more than not, you know, there could be some clarity there for you, and there also could be some mimicry there. There also could be some FOMO, fear of missing out. If I don't create it like this person, I won't get, right? So when you're willing to just be present with all of that, then you can actually take an aerial view of what's working for you. And that's another thing that I do at the end of my day. I'll ask, oh, so, you know, am I willing to change my languaging about what this day was all about, right? Because part of the push me pull you is the way in which we talk to ourselves. Would you agree? Can I see for everybody on there? Yes, thank you, eye opener. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's the way in which we talk to ourselves. So yesterday I looked up on my, you know, I'm always shifting and changing what's on my website. Gives me a sense, am I reaching the people that are the seekers, that are the creatives, that are asking for more, that are looking for support? And so I'm looking at my website, SusanLazarHart.com, and I realized, oh, there's a portion there with the Congruent Living community that I didn't put a button for people to actually join the Facebook or find out what this Facebook is all about. And initially I was like, oh, more work to do. And then I was like, wow, that's an interesting way of looking at this. Or I could say, turn it around and say, wow, I'm the kind of person that listens intuitively to where the universe is pointing me. I see it, and now what's required with that? You see the difference? One is the push me pull you, when you start judging yourself, oh, I couldn't, something else to do, you're caught in the push me pull you, because over here you have this brilliance, right? It's like the universe is saying, hey, psst, Susan, you know, it's 9:15, go check out that part of your website on a Saturday morning, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to follow that for a second. And because I'm taking Fridays and Saturdays, or like no computer, you know, shifting and changing how I'm working. And I'm like, okay, well, the universe is asking me to check this out. And I checked it out and I realized what's required, right? It's really interesting to send people to something without actually giving them directions or putting a button in or whatever that is. And so turning it around is like, wow, I'm the kind of person that's aware enough to listen to the universe, or choosing to listen to the universe, and sees with ease what else is required. You get the difference in that? Yeah. Let me see a yes, I get the difference. Just hashtag yes, I get the difference. So I know we're in the right lane, and I know where we're going here. It's a very interesting thing, and you know, it's a big thing for me, is catching myself in the language of what creates greater, and it comes from the heart. Am I willing to talk to myself, because it's the push me pull you of transforming you? I'm willing to talk to myself in a way that is loving towards me and everything that I'm creating, right? So again, it's appreciation and acknowledgement of who you're being and what you came here to be and do. Gets you out of the push me pull you. So number one, be aware when you're trying to duplicate or replicate what somebody else is creating or how they're creating. Number two, ask yourself, does this bring me joy? Right? If it's a no, let it go. Number three, is now the time. I saw this great thing pop up about writing, and I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, okay, first of all, let it ride for about 24 hours. Right? Now be with that and ask yourself, is now the time? I got to know. I ask myself, oh, would this add to my life? Would this add to my living? Would that add to my business? And I got, yeah. And then I asked, is now the time? And I got, no. So it's honoring. The third thing is to honor the awareness that you get with the questions that you're asking. Yeah. All right. This is not a dialogue or a monologue. It's a conversation. Patricia, thank you so much for your question. Anybody else have anything popping for them? And oh, by the way, I really appreciate all of you coming on. I know it's Laborless Day weekend. And a lot of you are with your families. I know a lot of you will be watching this later. Again, please press hashtag replay and let me know what pops for you. One of the things that I do, again, for myself to get me out of that push me, pull you when I wake up, I have a focus. The focus is to read something nurturing. The focus is to, as I'm moving my body, increasing my cardio, getting all the chemicals moving, I listen to something inspirational. And the third is to write something down, right? It could, whether it's a Post-it note, whether just like an aha moment that I'm actually receiving. And the fourth is to be present, really present. And it could be in a small meditation. It could be looking out the window and just kind of reciting to myself. I acknowledge, embrace, and receive who I came here to be, and asking for my team, the dinosaurs, the unicorns, all the archangels, whoever that is supporting me, right? To assist me in creating who I be, what I be, and how I be, to the highest, most expansive being of me that I truly be, that's required right now in this moment. Yeah. Zipporah, just being quiet with my heart feeling is that all is coming to me. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've often talked, thank you, Zipporah. I've often talked a lot about reading from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And today I was reading something really interesting. You know, he talks about outlasting the fog, and I'm like, oh, thank you, universe. It's exactly, you know, when we're caught up in a push me, pull you, we're in a fog, right? It's like I can't see my way through. And so here's a quote by Robert Johnson: "To be near something beautiful or precious, but to be unable to experience it is the subtlest possible form of torture." That's what it kind of feels like when we're caught up in a push me, pull you. Yeah, we're actually torturing ourselves. And, how many of us are in a culture that's caught up in a push me, pull you, are in a family that's caught up in a push me, pull you, have been brought up to believe that we don't have the capacities to be brilliant as we truly be, to be as gracious as we truly be, to be as thoughtful and kind as we truly be. And so, we tend to judge ourselves. Like yesterday I was walking down the street and there's this old guy that sits by the grocery store every day with his cup out, and sometimes I'll buy him a sandwich, sometimes I'll put money in, and today it just wasn't hitting me. And I walked by and I started to judge myself. And then in the grocery store, I asked one of the clerks if there are any fresh green peppers. And he said, "Oh, I'm off in 9 minutes." And I said, "Okay, no bother, no worries." And he said, no, that's my job. And he went and he got some green peppers. And he said, "I apologize for my reaction." I said, "Absolutely not." I said, "I totally appreciate you getting me these fresh green peppers. I'm going to be making some jalapeno jelly." And we started exchanging a conversation about cooking and canning. And he kept apologizing. And I said, "No worries at all. I'm so grateful for you. You've actually changed my day." And I went around the corner and then I'm like, "Oh, that's who I'm supposed to be gifting money to today." And so I came back and I gave him the money that I would have given this guy on the street. And I said, "I just want to thank you so much for going out of your way for me." And he just looked at the money and he said, "You don't know what this means to me." And I said, "You don't know what you mean to me by going out of your way for me." And it just was a totally different exchange. And it's about acknowledging your awareness of who is requiring you today. What could that change in you today that gets you out of the push me, pull you of judgment? And then being present with that and acknowledging and appreciating him, the universe putting him in my life today, right? The inner source of who I truly be, being able to play, come out and play. Because when we're in that push me, pull you, we often ignore that inner source of who we truly be, right? And rather than it's a graciousness of acknowledgement and of awareness of what the universe is requiring of you today. Because I did ask for the unicorns and the dinosaurs and all the archangels to assist me in being the highest level of the contribution of who I be today. And that's what showed up. So is this making sense to people? Or are we in the right lane? Did I totally get off tangent here? Let me say some hearts and thumbs up just so I know we're playing in the right lane today. It's a different kind of conversation. That's what transformation is. It's a different kind of conversation that's required with you, and it's about we are always in transformation, and it's about transforming who you truly be. Oh, I got some hearts and thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If there's no more questions, I just want to leave you with a little something. Again, I appreciate all of you showing up. I know this is a family weekend. Zipporah says, yes, thanks. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Zipporah. So here's a little something from, again, the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. It's about the true vitality that waits beneath all occupations for us to tap into, right? So if you've decided your occupation is resistance and reaction, ask yourself that question. Would that keep you in the pull me, pull you? If you decided part of your occupation is to occupy other people's lives, occupy other people's points of views, that keeps you in the push me, pull you. Zipporah, seems like that any much that isn't expensive is a foggy push me, pull you. Ah, you got it. If it's light, it's right. If it's heavy, it's a push me, pull you. You got it. You got it, Zipporah. I love that. So it's about the true vitality that waits beneath all of that for us to tap into, right? That's what transformation is. Discovering what you love, getting a sense of the energy and excitement in a sense that life is happening for the first time in this 10 seconds, right? And that's why you want to put up those sticky notes or write your thoughts down. Or do, you know, some people keep a book and ask them to show you when the time is. Because all of these, what if everything that pops for you is for the very first time? Rather than, oh, show the book, please. Here we go. There we go. The Book of Awakening. I love this book, Carrie. You can see it's dog-eared and lots of, you know, notes. It's one page every day. And that's, he's a Buddhist monk, or he was studying Buddhism. His body created cancer. He worked through it. He's been in partnerships. He's lived a big life, and he speaks from his heart. And it's done by the day. So, you know, I opened up to September 9th, and that's all it is. It's like maybe a page and a half, and he offers a bit of a meditation. He offers something for you to walk away with, and joy is in what we do. It's not an added feature. True transformation is in what we do. It's not an added feature, right? A lot of people are caught up if, oh, I take this, I'll transform. If I do this, I'll transform. Transformation is who you be. Does this bring me joy, right? Does this light up my life? Is there acknowledgement and graciousness and kindness in this, in what I'm asking to be and do? And so I'll leave you with this. Sit quietly and inhale the true nature of you, right? You could call it your God-given nature, who you truly be, your soul star, whatever that is for you. Don't get caught up in language. Just sit quietly and inhale it. And then just be present with that, right? And be present with, actually pick one of the things that you're caught up in and push me, pull you. Just pick one. I know what it is for me, right? It's everywhere I've tried to create systems like anyone else and get caught up in how and what they're creating. And with the acknowledgement, it's never worked for me. Nobody else's system has ever worked for me, right? And so that's what I'm doing today. I'm inhaling that one thing. Okay, so everywhere I'm caught up in that, inhale that in, and then exhale you loving what you do and how you be and all of your creativity. And then if that, you know, then be with that and then do the reverse, right? Inhale really that true, I would say, seed of you, right? What it is that has you. And for me, it's about opening up windows and doors to people so they can breathe in who they truly be. Love that part of you, whatever that is that you're going to inhale, right? And then exhale anything that you bought into that you're judging about you or that's stopping you. Just exhale it, let it go, let it flow. Yeah. Carrie said, oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. So once again, just for today, and I'm playing with it today as well for myself, as I'm just being very quiet and inhaling everything that it is, that one kernel, everything about that one kernel that brings me joy, right? And then exhaling everywhere I bought, like that full baggage of stuff that I bought as real and true that actually doesn't add to who I be, right? Remember, this is your life, no one else's, right? You chose this body in this lifetime to interact right now in this 10 seconds, right? Yeah. Let it go, let it flow. Yay. Lots of hearts and thumbs up on that one. I adore you all. Live boldly, love greatly, be that fearless leader you came here to be. Patricia says, I love that process. Me too, right? Me too. Thank you, Patricia. Me too. I was just sitting there. And by the way, you know, I keep this in the bathroom. The first thing I do is get up and pee. First thing I do is just read a page. And I was just reading that and I was like, oh, yeah. It's such a kind way to be with you, right? And what if meditation was not what you thought it was? Like, you know, everywhere you've decided, well, Susan, I don't meditate. Okay, I'm not asking you to meditate. I'm asking you to be present, right? Just play with this and let me know, especially, you know, if you're watching #replay and those of you who are on, let me know what changes this creates for you. It's given me a softness, right? A different softness. that I can actually be with, that I am with, that is actually transforming me today, right? Because today is yours. Grab it, love it, hug it, and create with it. I wonder what that could change for you. I will see you on Wednesday on my personal page with the Congruent Living Quickies, and I will see you next Sunday right here. I'm here right here every Sunday on Congruent Living with Ask Susan Sunday Live. There's so many squirrels out there to distract. Right? Well, the thing is, Patricia, if you're willing to be present with your eye on what it is that you're committed to today, again, are you willing to commit to just for today, being present with that kernel of you that brings you joy? And if it doesn't match it, if it doesn't vibrate it, are you willing to be honest enough with yourself to just look at it, face it, and just let it go? I love you. I will see you all Wednesday at 10 o'clock on Congruent Quickies from my personal page. And I will see you right here next Sunday with Ask Susan. We're going to continue this transformational conversation. Yay. Patricia says yes. Lots of hearts. Bye-bye. Have an amazing day.